paragraphs. He said, I'm so sorry I let down your kids and many others, but I will not put myself in a place where my peace is going to be threatened by adults who feel away because I was traded. I'm every bad word it is for taking care of my family. If you're not aware, just look on social media. I'm a man first, and I will always do what I feel is right for me and my family. People are upset, and that's fine, but it's not that serious when it comes to me. People can disrespect me on social media, and that's fine, but being disrespectful to my face is a whole nother thing, and I'm not tolerating it on any level. So forgive me for not putting myself in a place where my peace could be threatened, because if something happens and I react, I'm the one who has everything to lose. I'm not willing to risk my peace, my family, or my job. I would love to make everyone's children's day, but not if I'm putting my own at risk. Please don't say nothing's going to happen, because nobody knows that. I'm sure someone will still have a problem with this, and that's fine as well. If you can't understand that, then it's because you don't want to. Take care. Love. That was A.J. Brown. One thing before we get to that. So Ferkster's still doing his football camp, right?
Yeah.
He's doing it here in Nashville. Of course, A.J.'s not going to do his. He sent out a letter to everybody that was going to go to the camp saying, hey, he's been traded. He's not going to be able to do it, blah, blah, blah. You can look at the Ferkster thing two different ways. One, well, he's still doing his. Why can't A.J. do his? But the way that I looked at it was, yeah, but Ferkster's not A.J.
Yeah.
Ferkster does it.
Real.
Nobody's upset that he's not a Titan anymore. No disrespect, but it didn't work out last year. And you've moved on to Austin Hooper.
Mm-hmm.
You feel better, I think, about your tight end. Well, not I think. I know. You feel better about your tight end situation this year than you did last year.
Yep.
Even with some question marks surrounding Hooper because of how he was utilized in Cleveland. But if you're A.J. Brown and you run a football camp in Nashville, all it takes is one or two people to show up and wreck that camp in front of those kids.
Facts.
Make themselves jerks, try to fight him, say stuff that's, insensitive, racist, or whatever else. A.J. Brown, there was legit vitriol towards A.J. immediately after. Titans fans are passionate, and that's not just them. Anytime,
Any fan base.
a big-time athlete and a big fan base across the country, there's going to be some hurt feelings and people saying stuff they might regret later on. Many of them probably will regret later on, but you don't put yourself in that situation. I don't think that the two, and I don't necessarily think that many people have compared this, but AJ not doing his camp and Ferkster doing his are not the same thing at all.
And I think who was in that tweet with them? He tagged Darren Bates in it with him.
Okay.
And I think Darren is either supposed to be helping with it or doing his own camp, or AJ's trying to push somebody towards Darren's camp. I'm not sure what it is. But I did see Darren kind of, like taking up for him in the comments and stuff. So I don't know why he tagged him. If Darren's taking over the camp, somebody can inform me on it. I just saw it and I kind of moved forward with it, But in general, when it comes down to AJ, let me just give a situation I was in before. It was with a family member. Somebody had said something about me and my family. And it was around the time, it was like February, maybe like 5 years ago or something like that. And I'm saying this to say I understand where AJ's coming from as far as where you got to protect yourself or remove yourself in these certain situations. I've seen people say you soft for, only being Twitter tough, and you soft for not coming to Nashville to finish the camp. You're soft and you're a coward and these kids and this and that. And I'll say this, AJ's target has gotten a whole lot bigger. His bullseye's gotten a whole lot bigger on just if he have an accident in a car wreck, guess what? He's got to be protected. He's got to make sure that his insurance covers him, the person, lawsuits, all those things. If AJ hits somebody in public, Jason, what happens now?
Yeah.
It's a lawsuit behind it. If AJ has a minor dinger as far as in the parking lot somewhere.
My neck.
There we go, right there. It's just different from him. I mean, just confrontations from him is going to be different. And we know this. I don't want to call him emotional, but AJ wears these emotions on his sleeves a lot more than we've seen people recently do it, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. When he was on the Titans, you loved it. Now that he's not on the Titans, you're like, oh, you're soft. So the narratives have been changed a little bit by some, not by all. So with that being said, I had a situation about 4 or 5 years ago with a family member that kind of said something about, just full disclosure, me not having my mom's headstone at a certain point in time. And mind you, I'm still processing. I went right to work after my mom passed and all those types of things. It was a bunch of going on behind it. And I had a cousin of mine kind of say something like really disrespectful. The way the universes work, man, Lord rest my uncle passed away. And this is right after the season. So I was free and available to go to my uncle's funeral. And I'm sitting there and I'm asking my wife, talking to her, I'm talking to Ron. I'm trying to figure out how am I going to handle this when I see him? Because the stuff that he had said was just like, woo, you know what I'm saying? To where in your mind you paint either the pictures or the scenarios may be different when you get there. I didn't know that. Prayed about it. Mom, be cool. This is your mom's brother. You got to go to this funeral. I can't not miss it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be there. This is I only had 2 brothers. I got to be there for my uncle and for the family. The way the universe worked, good Lord, guess what happened? A snow and ice storm came on the day of his funeral here. I couldn't make it. I felt like had I had gone there, I'd have probably been in a bad situation with a family member, somebody I know. A snow and ice storm came the night before I was going to go down to West Tennessee to his funeral. And if I'd have saw my cousin that weekend, Jay, and he's an older cousin. The disrespectful stuff that he said, I was still fuming. So for AJ to put that out there, I don't blame him. Because you don't know what you're going to do. And like you said, when somebody says something off the wall to you, Jay, you already know he wears his emotions out. Me, myself, I was more calm about the situation, but I know had I seen him in those emotional moments, anything can friggin' happen. And I'll say this, respect for AJ for recognizing that. Whether you call him soft, whether you call him emotional, whether you say it's a cowardice for him not being able to come here, I think he made the right decision. Now, getting Darren to do it, maybe he go get somebody else to try to, I don't know. But he's trying is all I'm saying. And he got to protect himself either from himself or from y'all. And like you said, in person is different.
I think he knows. I'm sure he's heard it now. And I agree. And well said. I think he understands that. And this is the sentiment that you've gotten about A.J. Brown since the move. We thought you were one of us.
Yeah, man.
But you're one of them. You're just another greedy athlete. You're just one of them. I thought you loved us.
Yeah.
Some people took it personally.
Yeah.
AJ becomes the object of that rage or that disappointment, that dejection. Titans fans thought he was going to be here forever. They were sure of it.
Yep.
They told us. They called us. They talked about, no, he loves Nashville. Look at this. Look at him saying, I'm tired of all this. All the stuff that he's putting on social media. Now, to the letter itself and what he's saying. Substance of what he's saying is good. It's right. What he's saying is dead right. Don't come after my family.
Yeah.
I need to put myself in situations where you can't come at my family or where I don't have to see it. Not healthy for me, blah, blah, blah. We already know has had some issues with depression. Even talked about suicide during the pandemic. We've heard that come out. Vrabel talking to him and all of those things, working through it with him. He's an emotional guy.
Yep. Always.